be pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live on AM 950, the Progressive Voice of Minnesota, in the evenings on WCPT 820, Chicago's Progressive Talk, and in the nighttime hours in Seattle, 1150 AM KKNW. It is the Matt McNeil Show for your Friday. Good to have you with us today. Matt and Brett here today. Hello, Brett. I haven't seen you all week.
Hey there.
Well, I saw you on Tuesday.
Yeah,
when
Tuesday.
You were here for Coolican. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay because I think I've got a new job that you and I can do. All right. A new great summer extra part-time hour. Did you see the BBC video about what the Japanese police training is doing?
That
right
I
now?
did.
All right. Do you have that video handy?
I do have it, yes.
All right. We'll have to kind of explain what's going on here, but the job that Brett and I are going to do is fake bear. Okay. So they had to, I'm going to post this video. They have to do apparently animal attack training, which means somebody draws the short straw. And this is to say the least, it's a guy in a bear costume, and he's not really a good bear either. Obviously it's animal attack training. It's not supposed to be a good bear, but this guy really needs some work on his bear technique. All right, do you have the video? Okay, this is just the Japanese police, and for lack of a better way to say it, it's just fun time for the whole family. Whenever you just go ahead, and we'll try to do a play-by-play of it here because I've got the video here myself. So whenever you're ready to go there, Brett, just go ahead and play it.
I think we should be good.
All right, there it is. It is a guy. He's coming up the stairs. The bear is apparently just walking up the stairs. I mean, it's not really a good bear effort there. And then the Japanese police come into action there. And they're yelling and they're going after him. And he looks like he's headed to a rave in New York. The bear does. Oh, there's some fireworks. The guy just basically stands up and runs away. He tries a little bit on the four-legged thing, but it's not that much. He just kind of runs away and it's there. I want to do this job because I could do this bear job better. I could do this better. And they're poking him. They're just poking the guy with the stick.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but earlier, did one of the supposed, at least someone maybe acting as a cop, have like fake blood all over their shirt?
They did have fake blood on them because I don't think, this bear, I don't think could do much damage. I mean, it's first of all, it is by costume the black bear, which is basically a jumbo raccoon anyway. It's how much problem do you have with black bears in Japan? I mean, okay, if you're going up to them and trying to face smooch them, yeah, you're going to get a little bit of a paw full of action right there. But it's not that bad. It's a black bear. It's basically, they're the most, from the distance, they're the most cuddly things possible. I am wearing right now my shirt. This is my new shirt from the Vince Schutte Bear Preserve, which is basically piles of food for black bears to come eat. This is in beautiful Orr, Minnesota on Pelican Lake. It is a fantastic experience if you've never been there. Yeah, they're not looking for much more than just a pile of food. That's all they want.
If you go to Wikipedia, the Japanese black bear, they look kind of cute.
They're
not really a ferocious.
Adorable. Well, and of course, can I also make this point? It's Japan. They've got mascots everywhere. How does this guy look this bad? I mean, he's not. He is a little adorable, but it is a little sad and pathetic when they're poking him with the stick to see if he's okay as the victim. Yeah, come on. We could do a better job than this. How many police departments would we have to train?
We were talking the entire metro area?
Well, it's not our metro. I mean, we don't have to do this here, in the Twin Cities. We don't. This is not. I don't think Chicago's got this problem. It's Seattle. I don't think has got this problem. I mean, it's kind of metroed out in those. I mean, don't get me wrong. In all those cities, I wouldn't be surprised if bears are dumpster diving into because it's delicious food in all those cities.
I was hoping if it was here, we could do some warrior training against the pretend bear.
Warrior training. That is the old Bob Kroll Minneapolis Police Department. That okay, no. I don't think we want to do that. But you could do, first of all, you need a better bear costume. You know, you got to step your game up. I mean, be honest with you, the masters of costumes are the Japanese. Their mascots are brilliant. They put Major League Baseball and minor league baseball to shame in this country. You got to do better. But I wouldn't mind going over to Japan for a few months and, hey, looky here, it's a bear, have a few Japanese police officers poke me with a stick, pretend that I'm scared of your fireworks. Oh, pass out, that sort of thing. I could do that because I just described the video right there.
I could subsidize your whole trip to Japan, free vacation. Just got to spend a little time acting as a bear, and there you go.
I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind it. Can I borrow the costume? Because I know some ladies. Never mind. I'll have to ask that when I get to HR. See if there's some things I can hammer out here. I can borrow this because I can tell you what, I'll be in like Flint if I'm wearing the bear costume back in Minneapolis, St. Paul. Let's just be honest about it. It is a fun town. 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. Well, there's always, Trump and Epstein. I guess we'll start. So Trump is once again, flapping about, is trying to find some way to deflect from this whole disaster that is the Epstein thing, which, once again, can I just say this? Ever since Epstein committed suicide, I've been screaming about this. Everyone else basically has been ignoring this story because if we report on that, then all of a sudden we look like we're pushing the story. And then Elon Musk forced everyone's hand, and now they can't get enough of it, especially as someone is clearly leaking information to the Wall Street Journal, and they are gladly putting it out. Yesterday and today, Donald Trump had sent his former personal lawyer, Todd Blanche, who is now the Deputy Attorney General. Yeah, sure, he's got the best interest of America over the president every day. They clearly sent him down to negotiate something with Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein's former sidekick and, convicted sex trafficker of minors who is currently serving prison in Florida, and had a long sit-down discussion with her yesterday and today. I'll get to some of that a little bit later on. But there's a guy that posted something, basically posted something into the effect of that, a pretty, what I would consider to be pretty good speculation on what I think is about to happen, or at least what Blanche is trying to get Maxwell to do. Maxwell names a bunch of Democrats, maybe tosses in a few billionaires. She says Trump did nothing wrong. MAGA praises her for taking down the pedophiles. Trump partners her for telling the truth. This is from Keith Edwards, who I guess is on Twitter, but for God's sakes, man, get yourself on Blue Sky. That's where all the cool kids are at this point. Trump seems to, I bring that up because Trump's comments today seem to be pointing that exactly might be what's going on. He issued a blistering statement about the Epstein case after his lawyers met with one of Epstein's co-conspirators. The radical left Democrats are doing everything in their power to distract and obfuscate from the great 6 months of service to America, results which are saying is the best 6 months in presidential history. I've got some numbers you want to see there, Donnie T, but I'll get to that in a little bit. They have gone absolutely crazy and are playing another Russia hoax, this time under the guise of Jeffrey Epstein scam. Once again, dude, it's your name on the flight logs. It's your name. Yeah, it's your photos, your images next to him in all these parties. Trump has sought ways to distance himself from the Epstein story, which has consumed his presidency for the last 2 weeks. News outlets like the Times and the Wall Street Journal have published numerous stories about the close ties between the two men. As things are revealed, I will hope to take place quickly. You'll see that as a Democrat con job. Hopefully the grand jury will end of this hoax. Everyone should see what's out there, but people who are innocent should not be hurt. the grand jury is not going to release the documents considering Maxwell is still appealing her case. They should know that. After Trump replied he didn't know much about Maxwell's talks with Blanche, which, by the way, bull crud. There's not a doubt in my mind Todd Blanche didn't immediately call the White House and either have a face-to-face or a phone call with Trump explaining everything that he had stated. He went to report to Trump directly because, once again, he's Trump's personal lawyer. Of course he responded to him. Trump said he didn't know about Maxwell's talks with Blanche and stated he's not currently considering a pardon. He was asked if the convicted criminal who's alleged to have lived under the oath of on numerous occasions could be trusted. You know, who could focus on, you should focus on Clinton. Oh, okay. You should focus on the president of Harvard, the former president of Harvard. He should have some focus on the hedge fund guys. I'll give you a list, Trump said. I think this guy nailed it. I think they're trying, this is the plan, is to basically get Maxwell under the guise of a pardon to basically blame a bunch of Democrats and other MAGA enemies, say Trump is innocent, and then give her a pardon. And let's just be honest, and then kill her, because there is no way on the planet that they can keep her alive. They can't. I understand she could come out and say, oh, well, I actually lied about this. I was given a pardon, basically, to protect Donald Trump, even after he's dead. They can't risk that. They can't risk the fact that it looks like there's a payoff. And once again, Todd Blanche is Trump's personal lawyer, the acting deputy attorney general. He later said, while he's allowed to pardon Maxwell, he hasn't considered doing so. So he's basically, he then said you should focus on the made-up Obama coup. Yeah, I think this guy's right. I think this is the plan, is to try to get Maxwell. Okay, so plan A is get Maxwell to blame a bunch of Democrats, say Trump's innocent, and then basically give her a pardon and walk away. Plan 2 is get her, they sure as heck do not want her ever going to Congress and allowing Democrats to openly question her in public about things. Because once again, there's already enough evidence out there to where there's going to be some very, I mean, obviously she could plead the fifth, but if she pleads the fifth to protect Trump, it will be pretty obvious at that point. More on this when we come back. It is the Matt McNeil Show.
July is the annual store-wide sale at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces. Come see our diverse selection of wood, gas, or electric fireplace products for indoor and outdoor living. And right now, Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces can assure you the best price of the season on every product in the store. Let Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces help you choose and experience the joy of sitting by a fire.
Summer is a great time to install your fireplace. You can find your perfect fireplace and have it installed and ready before the cold weather hits again. If you already have a wood fireplace, consider a fireplace insert. Come and see the entire selection at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces on East Franklin and Riverside in Minneapolis. They will create a fireplace that works for you. Efficient, clean burning, and environmentally smart.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, since 1977, out of the ordinary products and services to make fire work for you.
Margaret Cho is coming to Minneapolis, and she's not holding back. Choligarchy is Margaret Cho's new comedy tour that's tackling power, privilege, and the madness of modern America. Frustrated with the State of the Union? Well, so is Cho. She's turning that rage into her most blistering, brutally honest show yet, taking on racism, homophobia, and sexism with her signature wit and fearless comedy. Don't miss Margaret Cho at the Fillmore in Minneapolis on Thursday, March 26th, 2026. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com.
The Zero Res Master Certified Area Rug Cleaning Team in St. Louis Park is having the biggest cleaning sale of the year. Clean one rug and get 20% off. 2 rugs, 25% off. 3 area rugs get 50% off your area rug cleaning purchase. Pickup and delivery options are available. We're getting into the heat of the summer. You're going to be having barbecues, friends and family over at your house. Your rug call that's tired of being stomped on, spilled on, sneezed on, and ignored like a salad at a barbecue. We treat your rugs gently, even the fancy ones you bought on vacation and immediately regretted. Wool, synthetic, braided, patterned, passed down from grandma. If it lays flat and collects dirt, we clean it. Schedule your appointment at ZeroRestMinnesota.com or call 9520-RES and ask for the AM 950 special. Spell it backward or forward spells the same. It still spells, dang, that rug looks good. Zero Res.
Hey, Francois, what are you packing for?
Salut Laura, j'irai en tournée avec le truck de Nicolette Macaron.
You're going on tour with Nicolette's Macaron truck.
Oui, je suis un groupie.
Oh, you're definitely a groupie. What are your stops?
Le Loring Park Arts Festival le 26 juillet et puis le State Fair.
The Loring Park Art Festival on July 26th and then the Minnesota State Fair. Well, bon voyage, Francois.
Et bon appétit, Laura.
More information at nicolettesmacarons.com.
It is the Matt McNeil Show. Yeah, the way that Trump is, once again, it was yesterday he was screaming, why are you guys even talking about this? And today it's, hey, I'm glad you guys are talking about this, but you need to be talking about the real people, the Democrats. Once again, I honestly think that that's exactly what's going on, is that the Todd Blanche is not acting as the deputy attorney general. He's acting as Trump's personal lawyer, and he's basically using his position as the attorney general to set up hey, here's the deal. You go out here. Here's your script. I mean, she had a box yesterday. One of the things that she was able to take back into the prison with her was this box of items, what people are speculating what that was. Her attorneys, though, are playing mum. Maxwell's attorney, David Oscar Marcus, said the deputy attorney general has finished his questioning for the day. We started this morning around 9 o'clock, went to now lunchtime. We're finished after all day yesterday and today. She answered every single question asked of her over the last day and a half. She answered those questions honestly, truthfully, to the best of her ability. She never invoked her privilege. She never refused to answer a question, Marcus told reporters as he left the federal courthouse in downtown Tallahassee, Florida, which, if from what I'm picking up, is what I think she did was let them know exactly what she does know. And my guess is Todd Blanche, acting as Trump's personal lawyer, is sitting there listening to, oh, you know about Donald in that day, and you know about Donald in that day, and you know about Donald in that day. And she is basically saying, yep, I know everything. The Justice Department has not said whether Blanche intends to question Maxwell further. Marcus said he did not know what the discussions would have any impact on her case. I don't know how it's going to play out. We just know that this was the first real opportunity she's been able to give and answer questions about what happened. So the truth will come out about what happened with Mr. Epstein, and she's the person who's answering those questions. Prosecutors said, and the judge who oversees Maxwell's 2021 trial have said that she made multiple false statements under oath and failed to take responsibility for her actions. She was convicted for sex trafficking and other crimes, sentenced to 20 years in federal prison. People have questioned her honestly, which I think is wrong, Marcus said. Well, she sex trafficked children, so I don't know how. Yeah. Asked if she got any offer of clemency from the government, the officer said no offer had been made. That's what he said. I don't know what if he was told that he can't say that. Would he lie? I mean, what harm is it to him to say no, I'm not gonna. They never offered us anything. Once again, it is incredibly odd. The deputy attorney general is down there doing this, and basically wouldn't be acting, especially it's Todd Blanche, he's Trump's personal lawyer, wouldn't be acting as Trump's agent down there. I agree with the individual who put out the idea that, okay, this is, this is probably something in the works to try to get him out of this. I mean, he's floundering. And this would, if he could get Maxwell to do this, this would be the ultimate home run. See, I'm not in the Epstein files, even though everyone says I am. Well, even though we know he is, that Pam Bondi already told him he's in the Epstein files, and we know that he was on Epstein's jet. But then all of a sudden, Maxwell comes out saying, oh, he's innocent, but all these Democrats are guilty. Oh, we got them all. Basically, he gives her a pardon. Like I said, though, I can't see them letting her live. And I'm dead serious. I think they have to offer, because if, the last thing MAGA wants is the legacy of Trump to ever be tarnished, because it's got to be like Reagan. So Reagan left office in 1989, early 1989. His approval rating was in the tank. People don't want to talk about that. People don't want to talk about how unpopular Ronald Reagan was. And they spent millions of dollars rehabilitating his image and basically making it a bellwether point of any Republican in the 90s that you had to be in the mold of Reagan to do that. To be a Republican, to be the next Senate candidate, you had to be a Reagan Republican. To be the next House candidate, you had to be a Reagan Republican. To be the next presidential candidate, you had to be a Reagan Republican. Reagan, and they romanticized the guy. And of course, neither of the Bushes was able to manage his, the fantasy image of Reagan that was created. But now here, the age of Reagan is dead. It is long dead. It's now Trump's party. And once again, we have talked about the fact that Trump himself, if he's not on the ticket, the Republicans do horribly. And they're already terrified about what's coming down the line next year, whether we have an election. And I think that's a very legit question of whether or not we actually have an election. Trump's numbers are not doing well right now. The latest, this is what I was mentioning earlier, the new Gallup poll, massive decline. He's fallen 10 points since the second term began 6 months ago. The decline is a 17-point plunge amongst independents, who gave the president a 29% approval rating. His numbers with the group have never been lower with independents. By the numbers, no more than 36% of independents approve of the president's job performance or any of the 8 issues Gallup polled. These are just independents. But independents, the situation with Iran, only 36% think he's doing a good job. Foreign affairs, 33%. Immigration is 30%. The economy, 29%. Foreign trade, 27%. Israel is 27%. The situation in Ukraine, 24%. The federal budget, 19%. It's not the worst approval rating that he's had. He had a 34% approval rating with independents. His 37 is the overall approval rating. He had a 34% when he was in his first term. But I can tell you right now, this whole notion, it should be funny. Once again, was it Speaker Johnson that just said, oh, he's got a 90% approval rating in the latest polls? He just said that. Actually, it's 37%. And I don't see it getting any better. I don't know where the Republicans go with this Epstein thing, but now enough Republicans do want to have the answer one way or the other. That's why I've got all this question about the idea of what Todd Blanche is actually talking to Maxwell about, because they've got to get this thing. The only way this doesn't become England, July 4th of last year, where the Tories got absolutely destroyed and became a minority party after leading the country for years, is to somehow turn Trump into a hero. And then comes the real big problem, which is basically in a year he's not on the ballot, getting the Republicans to have the Trump effect. Republicans right now are freaking out because as long as Epstein is the primary discussion topic, they can't get back in their districts and reimagine their votes as anything other than what they were, which were just an abysmal result for their own constituents. And they need this off the front page so they can basically make up a lie to sell to their own voters. We'll take a break. Come on back. It is the Matt McNeil Show.
Time has fled Hi, I'm Scott Shambot from Shambot Family Dentistry. We're the fear-free, shame-free dental office. If you're having a dental emergency, we'll try and get you in the same day you call because we don't like to see anyone in pain. And we'll help you get through every appointment in the most pain-free way possible. As my daughter Rachel says,
if you don't see my dad, please see another dentist. Take care of your teeth because they're the only ones you get.
Shamblat Family Dentistry in Hopkins and St. Paul. Find them online at shamblatfamilydentistry.com or call 1-800-FIX-MY-TEETH.
It's Brad Friedman, host of the Bradcast, weeknights at 7 on AM 950. KTNF, St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul, the progressive voice of Minnesota.
You can't have too much pride, and Fargo Moorhead Pride is proving it again this year, August 8th through 11th. It's one of the region's largest pride celebrations, drawing people from across Minnesota, the Dakotas, and even Canada. Just a little over 3 hours from the Twin Cities, you'll find 4 days packed with celebration, community, and fun at Fargo Moorhead Pride. It all kicks off Thursday, August 8th with a family fun night, trivia, and a karaoke party. Then Friday features an all-ages drag show and a high-energy dance party. Saturday brings a 5K fun run, patio palooza, and the big Pride Block party. And on Sunday, everything wraps up with an interfaith service and the Pride Parade through downtown Fargo. Pride in the Park is one of the weekend's biggest events, offering food trucks, community vendors, and live entertainment everyone can enjoy. Make the road trip and show your pride at Fargo Moorhead Pride, August 8th through the 11th. Full schedule and details at fmpride.com.
ATNF AM 950, St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
When was the last time you had your roof inspected for extreme weather and hail damage? This is Chad, owner of AM 950, to talk about the exterior construction company I trust, Snap Construction. If you've noticed new roofing projects in your neighborhood, your home was likely hit by hail last summer and experienced damage. Snap Construction is helping homeowners like you, and they're the roofing specialists I trust. They are the most well-reviewed contractor in the Twin Cities and have a ton of positive customer reviews from homeowners just like you. Even better, Snap Construction's installations are backed by a lifetime warranty, so you know you're dealing with a qualified roofing expert. You want to work with a company that will be here for a long time after the work is done. Snap Construction has handled thousands of claims and will help you through the process. Do yourself a favor and get a free roofing inspection so you have the facts and peace of mind you deserve. Call Snap Construction today at 612-333-SNAP. That's 612-333-SNAP. Or visit snapconstruction.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for sunny skies today with a high near 86. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 70. And Saturday, sunny with a high around 88. If you're craving delicious Chinese food, head to the Great Wall Restaurant for handmade dumplings, sesame chicken, and mushu pork with homemade Chinese pancakes. Located at 4515 France Avenue South. Learn more at greatwallrestaurant.us. That's greatwallrestaurant.us.
I've got mysterious stranger scarred in my contact list.
Broadcasting in the evenings on WCPT 820 Chicago's Progressive Talk, in Seattle at night and 1150 AM KKNW, and in Minneapolis, St. Paul at AM 950, the Progressive Voice of Minnesota. It is the Matt McNeil Show. Chris is on line one. Let's bring him on in. Welcome on, Chris.
Hey, how's it going, Matt?
It's going well.
Yeah, my thing is this, is that when you look at Ghislaine Maxwell, and please correct me if I'm wrong, she's a fallen socialite. She gets with Jeffrey Epstein, and next thing you know, she knew these girls were underage. She's sending them up to them. Where I come from, she was basically pimping for them. And now they're doing all this, you know, she deserves 20 years. I think they should give her more time. But she did not excuse herself saying, hey, these girls are underage. I want nothing to do with this. I'm out of here. No, but she's sending the girls up to Jeffrey and on the island.
Well, and Chris, and thank you very much. I appreciate the phone call. You know, it's one of the things that I mentioned earlier. She was caught red-handed lying during her trial. I mean, she was caught red-handed lying during her trial. I mean, I don't know how you could trust her, but once again, Trump has got to get this off the front page. And frankly, the only way he can do this is to basically, well, okay, here's the problem. Clearly, the Wall Street Journal has a lot of information on this. So even if you have Maxwell come out and say, oh, he did nothing wrong, they're going to still be releasing the information. Someone will, I guarantee it. And we talked about this with Stan on Wednesday. They've got so many people that have gone over these files now. there's no doubt in my mind there's going to be copies of this stuff leaked. So, yeah, if all of a sudden she starts saying things that are then proven to be factually false, well, and, like I said, and I'm going to say this 100%, there's no way that Trump could leave her alive. There's just no way that if they get the pardon, she feels like she's comfortable, and it's Matt Damon in The Departed. That's kind of what we're looking at. I don't know if she's that stupid. Seriously, she's a bad, horrible person, but is she that stupid to realize, you have no chance at surviving this? 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. I want to bring up a story here, and this is going to take a while. This is going to probably take a good chunk of this next half hour, but we have to. I don't want to send you into the weekend with horrific news, but we do need to understand that there is some real fascism crap that's going on right now with this White House. And it is scary. The Epstein stuff is, watching Trump squirm is quite enjoyable. And yeah, I would like to have a guy who's the pedophile in chief found, actually held accountable for his actions. But the reality is that stuff like that does cover up the truly evil things that are going on. The fact that the Trump administration has basically signed off on Israel's policy of starving the Palestinians to death. That's some hard stuff to see. To watch a entire population of a country get starved to death to try to force a terrorist group into other concessions. And I'm like, okay, wow, that is wow. It is ugly there right now, but it's ugly here, and it's really ugly here, and it's going to get uglier. This is from The Guardian. In the morning of May 2nd, teenager Kenny Lanez Ambrosio was driving to his landscaping job in North Palm Beach with his mother and two male friends when they were pulled over by the Florida Highway Patrol. In one swift moment, the traffic stop turned into a violent arrest. Yeah, this is something that's being repeated across the country time and time again. It is, yeah. The highway patrol officer asked everyone in the van to identify themselves, then called for backup. Officers with U.S. Customs and Border Patrol arrived on the scene. Video footage of the incident captured by Ambrosio, an 18-year-old U.S. citizen, appears to show a group of officers in tactical gear working together to violently detain the three men, two of whom were undocumented. They appear to use a stun gun on one man, put another man in a chokehold, and can be heard telling Lanez Ambrosio, "You've got no rights here. You're mijo, brother." Afterwards, agents can be heard bragging and making light of their arrest, calling the use of stun guns funny and quipping, "You can smell that $3,000 or $30,000 bonus," which, what? The footage has put fresh scrutiny on the harsh tactics used by U.S. law enforcement officials as the Trump administration sets ambitious enforcement targets to detain thousands of immigrants every day. The federal government has imposed quotas on the arrests for immigrants, said Jack Scarola, the attorney who is advocating on behalf of Ambrosio and working on the nonprofit Guatemalan Mayan Center, which provided the footage to The Guardian. Anytime enforcement is compelled to work towards a quota, it poses significant risks to other rights. The incident unfolded at roughly 9 a.m. when a highway patrol officer pulled over the company work van driven by Lanez Ambrosio's mother and discovered that he had suspended license. She had a suspended license. Lanez Ambrosio said he is unsure why the van was pulled over and his mother was driving below the speed limit. Well, she was pulled over because she looks Hispanic. This is all this is. This is racism policing. That's all it is. It's the same thing that the Nazis did. You look Jewish, and that was kind of one of the things that they did. We have to start accepting that this is the policy, a very Nazi Germany type of policy. They're not hiding it. They're proud of it. And anyone sitting at this point and trying to say, well, you shouldn't be saying that. You got to be saying it at some point because they're doing it. Lanez Ambrosio hadn't intended to film the interaction. He already had his phone out to show his mom a silly TikTok video, but immediately clicked record when it became clear what was happening. The video begins after the van was pulled over and the Border Patrol agent had arrived. A female officer can be heard asking in Spanish with anyone in the country illegally. One of Lanez Ambrosio's friends answers that he is undocumented. That's when they said, okay, let's go. Lanez Ambrosio said. Things turned aggressive for the group. Even had a chance to exit before they even had a chance to exit the van. One of the officers put his hand inside the window. He said, propped the door open, grabbed my friend by the neck, and had him in a chokehold. Footage appears to show the officers. Once again, these guys are just going to try to work a job, which, once again, white MAGA people don't seem to be running and fill up at this point. Footage appears to show the officers then reaching for Lanez Ambrosio and his other friend, as Lanez Ambrosio can be heard protesting, "You can't grab me like that." Multiple officers can be seen pulling the other man from the van and telling him to put your blanking head down. The footage captures the sound of a stun gun as they pulled that out pretty quick, didn't they? Lanez Ambrosio friend cries out in pain and drops to the ground. Once again, no orders, no commands, just grab them, stun them, and put them on the ground. Lanez Ambrosio said that the friend was not resisting, that he did not speak English and didn't understand the officer's commands. My friend didn't do anything before they grabbed him. Once again, just trying to go do a job that white MAGA does not want to do for the rate that these guys get paid. That's all. In the video, Lanez Ambrosio can be heard repeatedly telling his friend in Spanish to not resist. I wasn't really worried about myself because I knew I was going to get out of the situation, he said, but I was worried about him. I could speak up for him and not fight back because I wouldn't have made that. It would have made the situation worse. Lanez Ambrosio can be heard telling officers, I was born and raised right here. Still, he was pushed to the ground and says that an officer aimed a stun gun at him. He was subsequently arrested and held in a cell at CBP station for 6 hours. Audio of the video catches the unidentified officers debriefing and appearing to make light of the stun gun use. "You're funny, bro," one officer can be overheard saying to another, followed by ha 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 laughter. Another officer says, "They're starting to resist more now," to which, once again, these guys don't sound like they resist. The video doesn't show them resisting at all. To which an officer replies, "We're going to end up shooting some of them." Ha ha ha, so funny, you Nazi scum. Ha! And if you're not Nazi scum, you sure cosplay them pretty damn well. Later in the footage, the officer moved to the general celebration. "Goddamn, woo, nice," and talk of the potential bonus they'll be getting. Just remember, you can smell that $30,000 bonus. It is unclear what bonus they're referring to. Trump's recent spending bill includes billions of additional dollars for ICE, and that could be spent on recruitment and retention tactics such as bonuses. So maybe it is. Maybe they are basically there. And that's the deal. 10,000, 3 guys. They're thinking they got 3 guys, $10,000 for each guy you pull in. That's why these guys, they didn't give them a chance. They didn't talk to them. They didn't do anything. They just grabbed them, threw them on the ground, stun gunned them, and said, "I got my $10,000. Lanez Ambrosio said his 2 friends were eventually transferred to the KROME detention center in Miami. He believes they were released on bail and are awaiting a court hearing, but he said it's been difficult to stay in touch with them. Lanez Ambrosio's notice and appear in court confirms that the Border Patrol arrived at the scene, having been called by the Highway Patrol. His other legal representative, Victoria Mesa Estrada, also confirmed that Border Patrol officers transported the 3 men to the Border Patrol facility. Once again, a U.S. citizen. U.S. citizen. The Florida Highway Patrol, CBP, and Immigration Customs Enforcement did not respond to requests for comments before publication. Yeah, because basically this is them it shows them basically racially profiling. The highway patrolman racially profiles them. They're going under the speed limit, trying to go to work to do a job that white MAGA does not want to do. They get pulled over. They call them customs. They get violent. They get angry, chokeholds, stun guns, throwing guys around to the ground, and then they can't stop laughing and laughing and laughing. We got them. Human beings, mind you. We got them. Didn't do anything wrong. Outside of trying to do the jobs that white MAGA doesn't want to do. Scarola, his lawyer, said the charges were retaliation for filming the incident. Kenny was charged with filming and is alleged to have interfered with the activities of law enforcement. He explained, but there was no intended interference, merely the exercise of the right to record what is happening. He was discharged without obstruction, without violence, and sentenced to 10 hours of community service and 4-hour anger management course. While in detention, he said police threatened him with charges if he did not delete the video footage from his phone, but he refused. Because you know what? That's the bigger crime in their mind. Not the chucklehead Nazi wannabe cosplayers over there laughing and talking about how they got to start shooting these guys and getting their $10,000 bonus per body. That didn't bother them. The fact that he videotaped them, that apparently bothered them. In February, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed an agreement between the state and Department of Homeland Security allowing highway patrol troopers to be trained and approved to ICE to arrest and detain immigrants. While such agreements have been made across the U.S., Florida is the largest concentration of these deals. Once again, why are you going to Florida? You should be going to Florida. Come on. Oh, God. This is being done in our country as we speak. Police officers who clearly haven't been trained for squat outside of saying, is their skin color darker than white? Well, then stop them. They get pulled over for nothing outside of being not white. And then they're violently yanked out of the car, thrown to the ground, tased, stun gunned, laughing and laughing and laughing. You wonder why these guys are covering their face. They know what they're doing. They know they're committing crimes against humanity. This is about the inevitable when the judgment comes. So, well, you can't tell it was me. If we ever get to a point in this country where we can say, nope, the mask's them off, how many of these guys will retire and run away? Oh, I'm done with, I think I've done my point, because they want to do this stuff, but they don't want to do this with any kind of accountability. No, this is disgusting. And this is what's going on in America. And I got another story coming up here, which is just even worse in my mind about where we're going as a country. Because I get it. You MAGA guys looked at this whole thing and you said, well, we need to rein this stuff in. But you didn't really, you thought this was going to be tough guys and then people are going to cower. No, these are people that are here. They're trying to live a life. And a lot of them are U.S. citizens. A lot of them are here illegally. And you basically just have a anti-minority stance. And that is ugly. It's the Matt McNeil Show.
Minneapolis' most beloved art celebration is back. The Powderhorn Art Fair returns for its 34th year this August, bringing together over 200 incredible artists, dozens of food trucks, and a whole lot of community love to the heart of South Minneapolis. Join over 15,000 neighbors and visitors in scenic Powderhorn Park on Saturday and Sunday, August 2nd and 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a colorful, joyful celebration of community and creativity. With 200 local and regional artists showcasing everything from ceramics and sculpture to glass, photography, and handmade jewelry. Grab a bite to eat from over 24 mouth-watering food trucks and bring the kids to the always popular family zone, packed with fun and activities. There's art to buy or just enjoy the summer vibes. Powderhorn Art Fair is where Minneapolis gathers to celebrate art, culture, and connection. Saturday and Sunday, August 2nd and 3rd. Admission is free, and you can find the details at powderhornartfair.com.
Margaret Cho is coming to Minneapolis, and she's not holding back. Choligarchy is Margaret Cho's new comedy tour that's tackling power, privilege, and the madness of modern America. Frustrated with the State of the Union? Well, so is Cho. She's turning that rage into her most blistering, brutally honest show yet, taking on racism, homophobia, and sexism with her signature wit and fearless comedy. Don't miss Margaret Cho at the Fillmore in Minneapolis on Thursday, March 26th, 2026. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease. It'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
Hi, I'm Rachel Shamblot. My dad is Dr. Scott Shamblot from Shamblot Family Dentistry. A lot of people are afraid of the dentist, but you don't have to be. My dad makes going to the dentist comfortable and even fun. He won't be mad if you haven't seen a dentist in a long time. He just wants to take care of you and your teeth. If you don't see my dad, please see another dentist. Take care of your teeth because they're the only ones you get.
Shamblot Family Dentistry in Hopkins and St. Paul. Find them online at shamblotfamilydentistry.com or call 1-800-FIX-MY-TEETH.
Greg Bakken here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey bacon avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com.
It is the Matt McNeil Show. No, you think about this and just the joy and glee that these officers are having at abusing other human beings for the right to abuse them, because clearly that's what's going on, that there is a money thing going on where they're getting this incentive, so their rights don't matter. And I'm going to tell you, eventually what's going to happen is there's going to be some, you're going to get cases like a George Floyd or in this case, where you're going to have video which is clearly showing human rights are being violated. Now, in the age of Trump, it probably leads to them high-fiving and guzzling more booze, but eventually when we get some sanity back in this country, there might actually be some people that say, okay, wait a second here. That's not what we signed up for. Well, I think that's already the case. When you look at Trump's tumbling numbers, it's pretty clear most people are not on board with this. It's not, as Speaker Johnson said, 90% of the people are on board with us. No, they're not. One of the things which is also terrifying is a story that came on up yesterday that I read these things and I'm like, in this country, really? The Trump administration is dramatically escalating its surveillance of immigrants through a shocking expansion of GPS monitors that were specifically designed to track cattle, according to internal White House documents. June 9th memo, Immigration and Customs Enforcement ordered staff to slap ankle monitors on all participants to its Alternatives to Detention program. So like these two guys that were released whenever possible, potentially forcing an additional 159,000 migrants onto electric shackles. The directive represents a massive expansion of the current 2,400 immigrants already wearing devices, turning their homes and communities into what advocates call digital cages. This will be a tool used to extend the reach of government from just the folks that can manage to put a physical detention to an additional hundreds of thousands more that we can be surveilling, said Laura Rivera, senior attorney at Just Futures, to the Post. It's designed to turn their own communities and homes into digital cages. The monitors will be fastened to the ankles of people in the program who have agreed to surveillance as their cases are processed. But the memo says pregnant women can have them fastened to their wrist. Oh, how humanitarians. The policy has blindsided immigrants. A Honduran mother who fled an abusive husband 4 years ago, despite attending every court hearing and complying with check-ins while waiting for her asylum case, she was suddenly ordered to wear an ankle monitor due to new laws. Maybe they've taken these drastic steps because people don't show up to court, but some of us do everything right, and we're still getting treated the same way. The expansion represents a windfall for Geo Group, a private prison giant that employs Trump's border czar Tom Homan as a consultant, donated more than $1.5 million to Trump's campaign. The company's subsidy, BI Inc., a business that was set up to monitor cattle, runs the entire tracking program, We've taken several important steps to prepare to meet the opportunity. We are very well positioned, said GEO CEO David Donahue. He said the investors in May revealing the company is prepared to track millions of people. It weighs as much as an iPhone and prone to causing rashes and bruises, the Post reported. We're treating human beings. These are human beings. I want to make sure we understand this. This is human beings, and we're treating them like cattle. Hey, I guess it's not a Jewish star that they're making them wear, but it's not, it's the same thing. I want you to think about that. They're copying the Nazis. That they need to be able to track those people. This is disgusting. It's disgusting because this is what America is right now. I mean, okay, I'm going to be blunt. I'd be shocked if the World Cup is held here. I'd be shocked if the Olympics are held here, because at this point, can you trust? I mean, I want you to think about that story with that young man that was attacked in Florida. Think about that with some soccer fans at a stadium in the United States. Think about that at a pole vaulting competition. People being locked up for 3-4 days, having a monitor put on them like it's a dog learning how to use an invisible fence. And the sad part is that this just seems to be getting ramped up. In case you've missed it, Tulsi Gabbard seems to be making a play to become the next J. Edgar Hoover. And Hoover was not a good guy. Hoover was a guy that basically blackmailed and bribed anyone into staying in power and being an authoritarian force. He was a bad guy. So Tulsi Gabbard got into trouble with Trump, and it seems like this whole thing with Obama is an attempt by her to get back into the good graces with Trump. And apparently she seems to be willing to throw Pam Bondi and Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, under the bus, because both of them seem to be in the way of her achieving her goal. There are these people that are starting to get really powerful now within that Trump administration who seem to love the idea of a dictatorship. And Tulsi Gabbard is a prime example of somebody who does not want, she wants all the power, one way or the other. There's a few in that administration. We have to be careful. I said this the day he came into office. These little things, this little magical thing here, this rectangle I have, this glowing rectangle, might be the only thing that saves this country at this point. You've got a camera, use it. You're driving down the highway, you see some aggressive policing action, use it. You're in a part of the city where there's a high minority population and you see some sort of aggressive police action, use it. The only thing that's going to stop this is this kind of, because we'll never see the body cams if any of these guys are even wearing them. We'll never see that body cam footage. So the only way we can basically tell the truth historically and potentially legally is with these glowing rectangles. And already take a look at this case. Or that case down in Florida where the guy was punched through the window. Dear Lord, I saw that one. The cameras might be the only thing that keeps this country from falling into the seventh circle of hell. So use them. Chicago, Seattle, have a good weekend. Minneapolis, St. Paul, hour 2 is up next.
What does it mean to begin? Creation Story explores Native origin stories through powerful contemporary art, connecting past and present with every brushstroke in sculpture. Explore how identity, culture, and resilience are shaped through art. Creation Story, now at All My Relations Arts through July 26th. This exhibition invites you to the heart of the Ochate-Shikoin storytelling, where spiritual relatives guide the way. Open to all. Learn more at allmyrelationsarts.org. Experience the beginning. Experience Creation Story at All My Relations Arts in Minneapolis.
Hi, this is Frank Brown of Minuteman Press Uptown with a question for our listeners that use social media. Do you want an authentic way to connect with people in your life? Something more meaningful. Thousands of people just like you know that when it matters, count on Minuteman Uptown for custom quality digital prints. From Canva creations to self-published books, from business cards to banners and signs, we print everything. Find more information at mpuptown.com. Contact Minuteman Uptown today, and we'll help you connect to what matters.
Come see the Trained Chimp. It's the Matt McNeil Show, 3 to 5 p.m. weekday afternoons, right here on AM 950 KTNF, St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
AP News, I'm Ben Thomas. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche has wrapped up questioning of Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. Ed Donahue has the latest.
Maxwell was convicted of helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls. He died by suicide in prison in 2019. Maxwell's attorney, David Marcus, says his client did not refuse to answer any questions.
It wasn't a half an hour question and answer. He questioned her for a day and a half. So he asked every possible question, and he did a really good job.
Marcus was asked if Maxwell is seeking a presidential pardon.
There have been no asks and no promises, and nothing like that has been made.
President Trump was asked about a possible pardon.
I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
The president also deflected questions about him and Epstein, focusing on other names.
So I'll give you a list. These guys lived with Jeffrey Epstein. I sure as hell didn't.
On social media, Blanche says the Department of Justice will share additional information about what was learned at the appropriate time. Ed Donahue, Washington.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says his government's considering alternative options to ceasefire talks with Hamas. This after Israel and the U.S. recalled their negotiating teams. Of the hostages held by Hamas, President Trump says,
I said, when you get down to 10 or 20, I don't think Hamas is going to make a deal because that means they have no protection. And basically, that's what happened. Hamas didn't want to make a deal.
In Ukraine, President Volodymyr Zelensky says his country's forces are holding back a summer push by Russia's army along the front line. The Trump administration's releasing billions of dollars in grants to schools for adult literacy, English language instruction, and other programs. It had been withheld on July 1st as part of a review to ensure the spending aligned with White House priorities. Stocks closed a winning week with the S&P and the NASDAQ again closing at new highs. For the week, the S&P gained about 1.5%. The Dow added nearly 560 points, or 1.3%. This is AP News.
Progressive knows when you're in your RV, you're already on vacation. That's when you become Vacation You, who just camped where there's absolutely no shade. Even though regular you burns easily. In fact, Vacation You burns too, but is too stubborn to admit it, which is why regular you gets in trouble at the dermatologist because Vacation You doesn't do doctors. So bundle your RV with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Upgrade your learning experience during Dell Technologies Back to School event with AI PCs like the Dell 14 Plus featuring an Intel Core Ultra processor starting at $749.99. Supercharge your studies with features like real-time notes transcription, AI accelerated hardware to run multiple apps without slowing down, extended battery life, and more. That's the power of new AI PCs with Intel inside. Discover a smarter way to learn at Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
This is Mitch, owner of Junk Masters. Feeling overwhelmed by clutter? Spring's the perfect time to reclaim your space and peace of mind.
Palooza and the Big Pride Block Party. And on Sunday, everything wraps up with an interfaith service and the Pride Parade through downtown Fargo. Pride in the Park is one of the weekend's biggest events, offering food trucks, community vendors, and live entertainment everyone can enjoy. Make the road trip and show your pride at Fargo Moorhead Pride, August 8th through the 11th. Full schedule and details at fmpride.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for sunny skies today with a high near 86, tonight partly cloudy with a low around 70, and Saturday sunny with a high around 88. If you're craving delicious Chinese food, head to the Great Wall Restaurant for handmade dumplings, sesame chicken, and mushu pork with homemade Chinese pancakes. Located at 4515 France Avenue South. Learn more at greatwallrestaurant.us. That's greatwallrestaurant.us.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
Hour number 2 of the show here on your Friday. It's busy, man. I've been hectic. I mean, it's kind of one of those things. Sometimes it throws you off. One little thing will throw you off. My washing machine died right before I came into the station for the show, so I'm kind of trying to okay, this is not good.
Yeah, that can't be. Do you think you can repair it, or is this thing largely done?
Oh no, it's going to be repaired. I mean, it still was one of the greatest gifts we ever got. Back when we got married, it was my grandmother gave us a really nice washer and dryer, and the argument that she made was, you guys are going to have kids and you will need this. And it's one of those things where it's been a really good washer and dryer. Yeah, it's not working right now, and it's kind of annoying. So I don't quite know what we're going to do with that, but we'll have to get someone out to take a look at it. Hopefully it gets fixed here. It does bring up an interesting thing, because I've been talking with Patrick this week a little bit in regards to the being a empty nester. This is it. I mean, I've got my youngest kid goes off to college in August, and I am looking forward to that. But I got to tell you, I'm feeling pretty good. So this weekend, I got tickets tomorrow to go see Cabaret over at the Guthrie. Really looking forward to doing that. And then, because have you seen that? Have you seen the Cabaret yet over there at the Guthrie?
I have not yet, no.
It's supposed to be fantastic. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then on Sunday, I just asked the kids, well, my son, we've always gone to the Marvel movies together. I mean, he grew up with, I think he was old enough to see Captain America, the First Avenger. I think that was the first one we saw with him.
Oh yeah, if he's early 20s, that's right in that prime demo when that came out.
And so he's been there. He saw the Thor movie. I think Captain America: First Avenger. He saw the Avengers movies. All these things. He's been a big fan of it. And so he kind of looks at, we're going to go see the Fantastic Four movie, which really is. I'm looking forward to this because I just don't think anyone has done the Fantastic Four right, ever.
That's the understatement of the year. Yeah, that's why I'm not very optimistic about this
one.
Well,
they seem to have, they do such a good job in the Marvel franchise of taking what in this case is 60 years of history and somehow boiling it down into a viable storyline. And so I'm really looking forward to it. They seem to, if you're going to get this done right, I think having the comic book do it, and also, I mean, Pedro Pascal, Kirby, what's her name? I can't remember her name. That plays the Fantastic Woman. It's the Thing. I mean, they've got good actors in this. I mean, so far to the point, I don't know if you caught this. John Malkovich is supposed to be one of the early Fantastic Four villains. They cut his role from the movie. Tells you they feel like got a pretty good product.
Vanessa Kirby.
Vanessa Kirby. It looks really good. So my son says, "Are we going to go to this?" I said, "Sure." I said, "Anyone else want to go?" And all three of my kids are going to go. So we're going to go see it on Sunday.
Oh, I thought you might get crickets. That's where you're going. Oh, they all want to go. That's awesome.
And I'm trying to enjoy this, man. Because this morning I was over at the Y, and the Ys do these great summer camps for kids, and they were there. And one of the things I kind of got lucky with my kids was I didn't really have to do too much of that. Occasionally we did. I mean, we had some things, but with my schedule, my wife and I were able to manage it to where we didn't really have to drop the kids off, and we just did stuff all the time. I wasn't going to sit at home. I wasn't just going to sit at home and tell the kids go play in the backyard. So we went and did stuff. We went through the Skyway. We went and hiked around the Twin Cities. We went to the zoos. We went to the museums. We went to the art museums. We had a good time. Really enjoyed it. And it was a nice reminder of I saw this as youth, and I remember just those moments that I had, and it's like, I can't tell you how much I appreciate the fact that my 3 kids who are all grown are going to go to the movie with their dad one more time here before they go to college. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'm feeling pretty good. Do you have any big plans for the weekend?
Not really on my end. Probably just get out on the bike now that the haze is lifting a little bit and that smoke. So kind of my plan.
The Aquatennial is going on this weekend.
That's right. Yes.
So exhibit sharing the history and significance of water in Minnesota. That's the We Are Water exhibit that goes. Well, that's ended. That just ended at 4:00 today at RSM Plaza on Nicollet Mall. Let me go through some of the other ones here. Excuse me. I have to scroll through my briefs here to find where it did, because I'm really bad at running with computers. So you have that went on earlier today. The Alley Jam. It goes, Aquatennial tradition includes skateboarding demonstrations, DJ sets, shopping, and food trucks. This is on the Alley Project, 15.5 North 9th Street in Minneapolis. I'm trying to figure out where that is. That goes till 7:00 tonight. Core Power Outdoor Yoga class, a free Vinyasa Yoga Flow class, take place between 6 and 7 at the Minneapolis Sculpture Garden. Hopefully it's not the angriest. Remember, I had the angriest yoga instructor in the history of mankind, which really was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. I hope it's not the angry yoga instructor.
I like the aggressive yoga instructor.
She was aggressive, because I've had aggressive ones. I want you to bend deeper. No, she was just angry. She was the angriest, yeah.
Let's do a little yoga then.
Yeah, went gorilla, something like I don't remember exactly. The Twins. Oh, you're including the Twins and Nationals in this? Come on, that's not a celebration.
Well, if a few things went their way, they could have swept the Dodgers.
Yeah, they could. Jack's hadn't fallen apart. Okay, so tomorrow, the We Are Water exhibit, once again down on the Nicollet Mall till 4. The Loring Park Art Festival. The Island Aquatennial Market. 90 market vendors selling a variety of goods. Some see our wares at Nicollet Island Pavilion till 11 to 4 tomorrow. Caribbean food and culture. Hello. Where is this between? On West River Road between Plymouth and Broadway. Okay, I'm there. The Caribbean food is delicious. Absolutely delicious. The Aquatennial Ambassadors Organization Coronation. Am I in it? Can I win it this year? I hope so. So they'll have their Commodore and captains, the princesses, and the Queen of the Lakes. I hope I'm the Queen of the Lakes this year. Other things, they got the Vintage Market. They also got the fireworks there. This is going to be down on West River Parkway, 6 to 10 p.m. Well, they're going to allow you to line up at 6 to 10 p.m. The fireworks take place at 10 p.m. Organizers advise arriving early to find a spot. So I would also advise, if you have to go downtown for anything, especially during that point with the Twins game on and with that going on, it's probably going to be tough parking. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. But if you're going to go out, have fun, Aquatennial, it kind of sometimes gets lost in some things. I think it's a good event. And if you get the chance, I'm going to be downtown tomorrow. I'm definitely going to stop by the Nicollet Island Pavilion, because I'll go down for the Guthrie, and then I'm going to go walk the Stone Arch Bridge again, because that's open again, thank God. And then I'll swing on by the pavilion when I'm over on Nicollet Island. There you go. Beauty. See you out there. Have fun with that. 952-946-6205. Do you have that DESA video ready to go when you get a chance here?
I don't right now, but I can.
Just give me when you get a chance here to let me know when you have it up there, because I want to make sure everyone knows. In case you don't know, DESA, of course, who a fantastic singer, beautiful singer, wonderful songs, one of the smartest songwriters I've ever listened to in my entire life. And frankly, I love her. I love her. Love her so much. She is so wonderful on so many different levels. She really is just an absolutely brilliant human being. She actually, she's been doing, I mean, she's not only is she a great singer and performer, but she's also a music writer. She's also done she's done writing for tourism, stuff like this. She got down and she was doing some stuff with this band out of South Africa. And the big deal was that she was going to bring them up to do some music here in the Twin Cities. And do you have it there? Is it?
I do. Yes.
Yeah,
Is this
okay.
just her talk? Yeah.
It's just her talking there.
Gotcha.
So, all right. We're going to play this. This is an announcement from Dessa, but you want to know the impact of what Trump has done to this country. This is just a band that wants to come here and perform for Americans. I'll let Dessa. This is her public announcement that she put out on her social media.
Everybody, this is Dessa, and it is a really lousy news day. I've been super excited about next month's tour with 2911, which is a South African ensemble I'd seen perform, gotten to know a little bit, traveled to South Africa, Stellenbosch, just outside Cape Town, to start working up arrangements. And we've recently received word that the US government has denied the necessary visas for 2911 to perform that tour. No reason has been given at this time. I know an appeals process exists, but certainly not in time for this August tour we had planned. So we had 5 dates that were announced. I'll be performing with my band the first 2 of those dates, Sioux Falls and Earlham, Iowa. I'll also be performing with my band in Minneapolis on August 17th. That's the show at Fine Line. Thank you to Lady Midnight for stepping in for some help on vocals on all 3 of those shows. The other 2 shows in Chicago and Madison will be postponed until December. On December 11th, we'll be playing Talia Hall. And on December 13th, we'll be at Atwood in Madison. This sucks. This is a drag. It sucks if you had a ticket and you were really excited to see this group that I've been hyping up, and I am feeling really confident would have delivered on that hype. I hate it. I personally have been whining with extra zeal about all the work and all the hope I had for this run together. And most of all, it is a drag for the members of 2911 who had reorganized their lives to share their talents and earn their keep in the US. It just sucks. So thanks for your understanding. I totally get it. If you're looking to, reallocate your entertainment budget, venues will be offering refunds for an allotted amount of time. So check their websites. They know the drill. Sorry. I hate it. And if you decide to come to those shows, I'll see you soon. I will most definitely be singing with extra heart for the friends that I'm thinking of in South Africa. All right.
There you go. So yeah. First of all, Dessa, I love you. I love you. You are just so wonderful. And I feel so sorry for you because you can feel the pain that you have in that. If I may, because I might not have the songwriting ability of you or the gorgeous voice that you have or your presence on stage and your wonderful connections that you have, but I do have 1 or 2 talents that I do bring to the table. And let's talk about these blankety blanks in the federal government who screwed this up. What are you guys doing, man? It's a band that wants to come here from South Africa to play some music. And here you guys are like, ugly. Heck, you should be grateful any band wants to come here at this point with what you guys are doing on the streets right now. Clown cars. What is wrong with you people? What, you were a little, you're afraid their tempo wasn't going to be good or they weren't bringing the right amount of instruments. What's wrong with you guys? A band wants to come to America to perform and is going to work with an American artist, is here, great stuff, and you guys are out there putting up the stop sign. This is why I say it might be actually, I'm wondering if it might be a better idea to move the World Cup and move the Olympics out of the United States, because you think that this is not going to continue to happen, and you're going to have people who are going to be trying to get here, trying to get visas, trying to come to the United States to be fans. And not only are they going to have to be denied entry into the country, half of them, but the other half are probably going to be tasered in the freaking street because you're not Lily White. I guarantee you, fans of these teams, when they come here, are going to be abused by that militarized police force. And when all of a sudden somebody from Spain is tasered and left to rot in a jail for a month, it's not going to do you any good to say, oopsie, sorry, they shouldn't have been so Spanishy. I guess I don't know what your thinking is going to be. This is bad. This is bad. And it's just incompetency after incompetency after incompetency. Dessa doesn't deserve this. The band from South Africa doesn't deserve this. You guys are just inept clown cars, and you're just a bunch of idiots. Do better. You know what you should do? You should try to be like Dessa. She's really awesome. But let's be honest, you guys don't have 1/10 the ability, 1/100th of the ability to do anything as good as what Dessa does. All right. Have I pandered to Dessa enough at this point? Is the restraining order come in here from her?
Not yet.
Well, we still have 40 minutes before the end of the show. 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. Screw you, Trump. Dear Lord. All right. We'll take a break. Come on back. It's the Matt McNeil Show on your Friday.
Hey, it's Tom. There's a war being waged on clean energy. A bill in Congress could eliminate the 30% federal tax credit for solar by the end of 2025. And once it's gone, it may never come back. Fossil fuel giants and their MAGA friends in Washington want to kill green energy. But you can fight back. Going solar with All Energy Solar isn't just smart, it's a form of resistance. You choose where your money goes, not to utility companies, not to fossil fuel billionaires, but toward clean, renewable power for your home. A system from All Energy Solar works in Minnesota year-round because it runs on sunlight, not heat. So even in the dead of winter, you're generating electricity. And All Energy Solar helps you save with every rebate and incentive available. This is the moment to act. Waiting means risking with this tax credit and giving the upper hand to MAGA Republicans. So get your free consultation today at allenergysolar.com and take back your power.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. We have families waiting for a car. You know, over 85% of unemployed are successful in finding and keeping a job if they have dependable transportation. A car plus a job equals a life changed. 612-919-5526. We have families waiting for a car. 919-5526 or autotech.org.
The place for live music is the Park Tavern. Live music is taking over the Park Tavern's dog-friendly patio. Head over on Tuesday, July 29th. It's the Blue Drifters. Wednesday, July 30th. It's J-Dog and the Misfits. And on Thursday, July 31st, it's the Gut Buckets. Music runs from 5:30 to 8 p.m. and reservations for groups of 8 or more are recommended. And the Park Tavern offers private and semi-private spaces for small and large groups with no room fees and no minimum spending requirements. On Louisiana Avenue, north of Highway 7 in St. Louis Park, outdoor live music is back at the Park Tavern.
Hi, I'm Corey Wisco, president of the Welshire. The Welshire excels as a memory care community in the Twin Cities, located in Bloomington, and we have a new location in Medina. But what makes Welshire so different is the people that we have working for us. Our team has been together for the past 25 years providing this type of care. We employ some of the most amazing nurses and LPNs that are in the building 24 hours a day. We also have an activity team that is over 40 people. And our scheduling begins at 9 o'clock in the morning for activities, and it goes to 7, 8 o'clock at night. And that's 7 days a week. You won't find that. That is why many of the families that come to Welshire are actually coming from another memory care facility. Not all memory care is created equally. And that's why I encourage you, if you've had issues and problems at other places, come see what makes us so special. Please visit thewelshiremn.com and book a tour.
It is the Matt McNeil Show. Man, it's just they're not even hiding it anymore, are they? They're just not even hiding it. You know, a prime example of this, Tom Emmer, the large tub of Elmer's glue that represents the Minnesota 6th District. Emmer, a Republican who represents Minnesota 6, singled out Somali Minnesotans in a Fox News segment, prompting a response from Somali advocates. These Somali gangs are incredibly dangerous, Emmer said. Talk about dog whistle racism. Wow. Yet no one in the Minnesota media is reporting that it's going on. What are you talking about? You guys, the media in this town cannot hype up anytime there's some fireworks that go off in the street and a Somali kid is standing somewhere nearby. They love this. And the reason why is because they know racists. Look at all these people. So a person brought up there's a social media account. She's out of Minneapolis. God, I love her. She's very good. Younger lady. She talks about these things. She brought up this thing about furries. Apparently this story that Republicans believe that there's a whole bunch of kids who pretend that they're animals and need litter boxes. And she was saying that she was talking to someone and they're like, and they don't even know how to use the bathroom at this point. And she was like, you really think that that's real? And with one other woman she talked with, she said she boiled down to that the person was wearing cat ears, like little girls do. They actually have barrettes that have little cat ears and stuff on them. And, she was like, that's what she thought was a furry. So the rest of it was what is it? It is this, urban legend at this point within MAGA districts that there's no child in these metro area schools even uses the bathroom anymore, which is it's just this paranoia. That stuff exists because the news media doesn't filter it out anymore because they say, wow, that's pretty racist and stupid, so we better not report on it. Instead, because they're so desperate for clicks, they'll take them from the racists and the bigots and the morons that want to believe this stuff. So they act like it's some sort of nuanced counterpoint. Well, maybe there's a child somewhere that thinks they're an animal. So we're going to give equal time to that potential thought process as opposed to the reality that's out there. And like I said, nobody loves, exaggerating the threat of a Somali with a firework more than the Twin Cities media. By the way, I can tell you right now, in my neighborhood, there's a lot of white kids running around with fireworks. Do you know how many news stories I saw about those dangerous kids? Zero! Heck, you actually had one child that died in northern Minnesota because of an incident with a firework. You got go look at the 4th of July in a lot of this state where people are chasing people with fireworks and stuff. And you never once report on any of that. But a Somali kid or a black kid's got a fireworks. Oh my God! The most dangerous gang in the world. Snap, crackle, and pop. Oh, okay. We've got Somali gangs that are causing these problems. Good news is I visited with our FBI last week, and they're taking action, but it's been a long time coming. Emmer, who is currently a House Majority Whip, has been interviewed about Minneapolis mayoral race on Fox News. The bottom line, Somali American State Senator Omar Fateh was born in the United States, was endorsed for mayor for the DFL in the city of Minneapolis. So basically he's, it's just black people. And let's just cut the crap with him. That's exactly what he's doing. He needs to make sure, hey, I know I just took away all your hospitals and your schools and all your Medicaid and Medicare is all gone, but look at me, I'm going after the black people. That's Tom Emmer right now. That's all these guys are. Guarantee you by the time they get to the midterms next year, they are going to be basically wearing freaking hoods and burning crosses in their campaign ads because it's the only thing they're going to have. And Tom Emmer, he's so white he could be wearing a hood. I don't. It's a pasty fella. He is a tub of Elmer's glue, isn't he? He really is. Fartun Welly, the CEO of Insuron, a Somali American women's organization, released a statement. Somali American families are working hard to prevent and intervene in youth violence, and we don't let baseless accusations undermine our efforts. Emmer's race-based language only serves to deepen the racial divide. By calling Somali Americans, even those born here, just Somalis, Emmer pushes a racially charged narrative that erases their American identity. Absolutely. Absolutely. Data shows that insofar as Emmer is concerned about crime in Minneapolis, he should focus at least as much on American-born citizens and immigrants. A 2023 paper published by the National Bureau of Economic Research indicates that as a group, immigrants have the lower incarceration rates than U.S.-born people for 150 years. Moreover, relative to the U.S.-born immigrants, incarceration rates have declined since 1960. Immigrants today are 60% less likely to be incarcerated. Do you know who gets incarcerated a lot more? Whitey. That's right. White American citizens. You in your district, Tom, all those meth labs that are out there? They're getting all your constituents addicted to meth. Yeah, those people. Maybe you should focus on them as opposed to race baiting and the Somali flag. You racist piece of crap. And I'll call you that to your face there, Whippy. I have no problem doing with it, you pathetic mew. Last year, Emmer called Ilhan Omar to resign over an incorrect translation of Omar's comments about the stripe between Somalia and a breakaway region called Somaliland. Ilhan Omar's appalling Somali-first comments are a slap in the face to Minnesotans she'd elected to serve in a direct violation of her oath of office, Emmer wrote on Twitter. When the reformer published the story correcting the faulty transition, Emmer never responded to inquiries because he's a little coward man. He's a little scaredy coward man. Don't hold me accountable. Look over there, black people. That's Tom Emmer. Only I can't get as high as his voice is. He really is. Yeah, like a harpy or something like that. Some kind of mythical Irish witch. I don't know. Although Emmer's Fox News comments are not out of character for his more recent statements, it was time he defended Somali Americans from attacks led by anti-Somali activists. A decade ago, back before he has become a corrupted soul and sold his soul to the freaking devil, Emmer created a congressional Somali caucus with then U.S. Representative Keith Ellison. When people in St. Cloud called for a moratorium on Somali immigrants, he pushed back, calling the proposed ban un-American. Reminder, he does represent a lot of Somali Americans in this country and in his district, and he just does not care because right now he has to scare all the whiteys that are black people. That's what he's got to do. If you're asking me how I feel about immigration populations who are in this country legally and who are actually trying to find a better way for themselves and their families, I support it, he said in a town hall in 2015. Oh, if only that liberal progressive could come talk to Tom Emmer today. Minnesota, by the way, has the largest population of Somali Americans in the United States. And he does not have a problem being the biggest racist guy towards the Somali population he possibly can be, because it's the only thing he's going to have. The economy is going to crash here probably in October. That's going to be my guess. I could be wrong, but I think it's going to happen. I don't want it to happen, but I think it's going to happen. And when his bill, they've got the Affordable Care Act cuts start, which are really going to hurt Minnesotans. That starts January 1st, and he's part of this new group that just passed that bill and says, can't we put those off for a while now? And so he's going to shut down your hospitals. He's going to shut down your schools. He's going to take grandma and grandpa out of the care facility and put them on the street. Going to kick disabled people out of wheelchairs. And so since he's got nothing else to run on, black people, that is where he's going for. Because let's face it, he's just a racist piece of crap. 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. We'll take a break. Come on back. It's the Matt McNeil Show on your Friday.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces is having its annual store-wide sale. For the entire month of July, all of our indoor and outdoor fireplace products and accessories are at their lowest price of the year. At Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, we display, explain, and install the Twin Cities' most diverse selection of indoor and outdoor stoves and fireplaces, including metal and masonry pizza ovens.
While shopping for a fireplace insert at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, I was amazed at all the choices. Not just gas, electric, or wood burning, but also built-in or freestanding, and options in every style, from antique to modern. The staff listened to us, explained the options, and helped us choose a fireplace we love. Now it warms our hearts and our home every winter. Thank you, Woodland Stoves, for a great addition.
Come see us. We have over 35 working displays in our store, which is just off I-94 at the corner of Riverside and East Franklin Avenue in Minneapolis. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, since 1977, out of the ordinary products and services to make fire work for you.
When was the last time you had your roof inspected for extreme weather and hail damage? This is Chad, owner of AM 950, to talk about the exterior construction company I trust, Snap Construction. If you've noticed new roofing projects in your neighborhood, your home was likely hit by hail last summer and experienced damage. Snap Construction is helping homeowners like you, and they're the roofing specialists I trust. They are the most well-reviewed contractor in the Twin Cities and have a ton of positive customer reviews from homeowners just like you. Even better, Snap Construction's installations are backed by a lifetime warranty, so you know you're dealing with a qualified roofing expert. You want to work with a company that will be here for a long time after the work is done. Snap Construction has handled thousands of claims and will help you through the process. Do yourself a favor and get a free roofing inspection so you have the facts and peace of mind you deserve. Call Snap Construction today at 612-333-SNAP. That's 612-333-SNAP, or visit snapconstruction.com.
Overwhelmed trying to make sense of Medicare? As a licensed advisor, I can help you determine your healthcare needs and evaluate your options. I'm Harvey Pearl of Pearl & Company, and I want you to have the peace of mind knowing you have the best coverage available. You deserve an advocate you can trust and coverage you can rely on. And there's no fee, ever. Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. Call me now at 651-303-8889 so we can strategize together.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Brett Johnson. Look for sunny skies today with a high near 86. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 70. And Saturday, sunny with a high around 88. If you're craving delicious Chinese food, head to the Great Wall Restaurant for handmade dumplings, sesame chicken, and mushu pork with homemade Chinese pancakes. Located at 4515 France Avenue South. Learn more at greatwallrestaurant.us. That's greatwallrestaurant.us.
It is the Matt McNeil Show, 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. Let's go to Dave in St. Louis Park. We were talking about Dessa and her unfortunate announcement that the South African band that she was going to bring up and do some shows with didn't get visas thanks to Donnie T. So we played her apology, but once again, just it's the impact on us right now of the day-to-day stuff, and even simple things like a Dessa concert is getting upended now because of this crap. Dave is in St. Louis Park. He wanted to chime in. Welcome on in, Dave.
Well, yeah, thanks, Matt. I saw Dessa at First Avenue a while back, and I'd never heard her before, and I enjoyed it so much that the next day I ran over to Roadrunner Records and I bought one of her albums. So it's she's on my list of artists to see, and I will definitely be at her next show when she's in town at the Fine Line. So that'll be cool.
You will not go wrong with her. That's for sure.
Oh no, it's really weird. I used to work for DHS a while ago, and it's one of the reasons why I got out is the way things are going now. And if you see some of these videos where you see ICE people picking up people and hauling them off, you'll see some guys wearing jackets that say HSI on it. That's Homeland Security Investigating. Well, these guys are supposed to be out basically looking for smugglers. That's their main mission. They're supposed to be out looking for anybody smuggling stuff, inspecting cargo containers, and they've all been pulled off those jobs, and they're basically running around rounding people up. So all this meth or all this fentanyl that Trump is so worried about, well, nobody's looking for it now.
Yeah. Dave, thank you very much. I appreciate the phone call, and you'll never go wrong with the Destin album. It's militarized police force. There are no, it's just, what are you doing? Well, in the 1930s in Germany, it was rounding up the Jews. Here, it's rounding up anyone who's not white. And it didn't matter. Everything else didn't matter. That was the only thing. The scary part is that I think they can beat skulls into popularity. I think that's, and the worse they get, it's the more desperate they're going to become to stay and hold on to power. Hey, let's look at neighbor update. That's right. It's a time for us to, haven't done the neighbor update in a while, where we look at news from our neighbors. First of all, Canada. As Brett mentioned earlier, you've been inhaling a bunch of smoke from Canada. An attempt to blame Canada's handling of wildfires is being met with eye rolls north of the border. Experts say smoky summers are likely the new normal in Minnesota and many parts of North America, accustomed to dealing with haze as climate change turns the continent's forests into tinderboxes. We need to live with more fire and unfortunately live with more smoke, said a Canadian environmental journalist. Earlier this month, the 4 idiots in the Minnesota Republican congressional delegation demanded Canadian government deploy new technology and share its plans for mitigating the wildfires and smoke. Oh, I don't know. Why don't we cut back on CO2 emissions? Oh, that's right. You don't want to do that. You want Canada to go up into pristine wilderness where there isn't a road or a path and cut a 30-mile brand new road into the middle of the forest so that they can get firefighting equipment in there to battle a blaze, which is not going to affect anybody outside of burning some smoke. You see, Stauber in his own district had a forest fire, which was, it burned for a while because it was incredibly difficult to get to. Getting to that fire was like taking a Los Angeles expressway compared to trying to get to the fires in northern Canada. Some of them are so far away that even airplanes, it's a massive cost to fly the planes an hour, get them to fill up with water, go dump it, maybe do one more run, and then have to fly back because they got to refill for fuel. Those planes are not known for being environmentally friendly. Now, if you want to stop the forest fires, you got to deal with the climate change. And you can't just sit there and say, we're not going to fight climate change, but now you guys in Canada need to stop the fires. No, you need to get back in your DeLorean and go back to the time when Republicans actually gave a rat's caboose about their constituents and might have actually said, yeah, maybe destroying the ozone layer and creating a tinderbox in Canada is not the best thing for us. Canada must make stronger action to manage its forests, said Pete Stauber. Well, get up there with an axe there, Paul Bunyan. Off you go. It's so easy. Why aren't they making it rain more? Why don't they have weather-changing technology yet? The letter didn't go over well in Canada. Manitoba Premier Wab Kinew called the letter's congressional authors ambulance chasers. Sir, if I may, they're freaking idiots. They're all freaking idiots. If the Canadian government's national government were able to devote more time and money to wildfire prevention and response, as some of the country's fire chiefs recently demanded after a record-setting 2023 fire season, Canadian experts say the measures would probably not stop smoke from billing over into the U.S. border. Because that border, I know it looks on a map like there's a firm line there. It's not. That's a whitey thing. Many of the lawmakers' critiques would be actually equally valid in the United States, which has deployed a number of the same responses and defined a comparable amount of resources towards wildfire prevention. Fire is a healthy part of the many ecosystems, life cycles, and centuries of extinguishing even the smallest blazes in both countries means there's plenty of fuel on the ground ready to ignite. Thanks to climate change, things are getting worse. Minnesota GOP delegation's letter identified arson as a key cause. Who gave the moose matches? Come on. Okay. Arson implies a human. Okay. All right. You freaking idiots. Do you understand the vast wilderness of northern Canada, northern Manitoba, northern Ontario? Do you understand? There's no one there. Do you know what they do get? Lightning storms. So you get all this tinder on the ground because the fires haven't happened and things are drying out. And then a lightning storm comes through because they're having tropical-like thunderstorms in northern frickin' Canada, and flame on Johnny Storm, off you go. You four morons can't be trusted with a damn spoon. Stop trying to talk to foreign countries. Sit down and we'll tell you when to speak, you idiots. Dear Lord, all you're doing is embarrassing us. Oh, why don't you stop fire? Fire bad. Thank you there, Smokey. Maybe you should stop with your coal house. That's a good idea. Coal planes. I should give these idiots an ideas. We can burn a plane and fly with coal. Yeah, you can have the back of the plane can shovel the coal into the engines for you there. There you go. Off we go. So, yeah, Canada's not happy with us because we got 4 idiots there. On the wake of the big news, Democratic Governor Tony Evers over in Wisconsin announcing he won't seek a third term in 2026, creating first open race for governor in the battleground state in 16 years. It'll be Wisconsin's highest profile race next year, as Democrats also angle to take control of the legislature thanks to redrawn electoral maps that are friendlier to the party. They're also targeting 2 congressional districts as Democrats nationwide try to retake the House. You should be targeting every freaking district in Wisconsin, guys. You should be targeting every district out there. Evers is 73. I don't blame him for not running again. You're getting up there, and he did his part, and he's basically, put the reins in on these guys. And like I said, if there is a chance that the Democrats actually win either the Assembly or the Senate in Wisconsin, there is not going to be. They are going to be shredding paper like there's no tomorrow. The Republicans, I guarantee you, for the last 14 years, they do not want the Democrats to see what the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes. But finally today, a story that really kind of sizes up Wisconsin to a T perfectly. Makes me a little worried. Both of my daughters are going to the University of Wisconsin next year. Both of them are going to the Wisconsin. A little concerning because, it is I don't know if you've heard about this, Brett. It's a state that likes its beer. It's apparently they do like to drink over there.
First I've heard of that with the University of Wisconsin.
I know. I know if you go to a Green Bay Packer game, holy gosh, it's like a howler monkey exhibit. But a howler monkey exhibit where all the monkeys are drunk. But still, it's a go Packers, go Packers. There you go. They like their drinky drink, but apparently they occasionally like something else too. Dozens of people were accidentally dosed with THC, the primary psychoactive compound in cannabis, after consuming food served by a pizzeria in Wisconsin. That's a spicy meatball. The CDC had to get involved and share the report on Thursday. Famous Yeti's Pizza. Bet you can't have just one slice. Pizzeria in Staunton, Wisconsin. Located is that on the interstate heading on down towards Madison? Isn't Staunton down that way? I think it is. Is located in a building that's shared kitchen used by the state licensed vendor who produces edible THC products, the CDC says. I think we're about to get you got your peanut butter in my chocolate sort of thing. Wait a second here. How convenient. I was walking around with a full candy bar and you were walking around with an open jar of peanut butter for some reason. While preparing food in October of 2024, the pizzeria ran out of cooking oil and used what the employees believed was plain canola oil from the shared kitchen. In reality, what they'd used is THC-infused oil to prepare dough that was used in pizza, garlic bread, cheese bread, and some sandwiches. They call it the contaminated food, but fine, okay. The contaminated food was sold between October 22nd and October 24th. Madison and Dane County public health officials had said at the time, I wonder how many people ate food there all 3 nights. Just This is the best pizza I ever had.
We really saw a big spike in sales those days. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Officials became aware of the situation when emergency services reported taking 7. Okay, so people did go to the hospital. 7 people. Do they think it's like a 1980s movie where we're going to get everybody high and then we're going to have a big sex pit? I mean, is that what they think is going to happen? I remember those teen movies from the 80s. They were naughty. Officials became aware of the situation when emergency services reported taking 7 people to local hospitals for symptoms including dizziness, sleepiness, and anxiety. All 7 people were freaking out. They reported eating food from the pizzeria. One person reported receiving a positive THC test result without knowingly consumed the substance. Public health officials began an investigation and shared a news release highlighting the situation, asking anyone who had eaten at the restaurant recently to fill out a questionnaire. Did you all of a sudden start listening to more reggae music? How much did your munchies intake increase? Out of 107 valid responses, 85 people said they had eaten the contaminated products, reported at least one symptom of THC intoxication that began within 5 hours of eating the food. Public health officials also put out a news release telling people not to eat leftover food purchased at the pizzeria. I'm guessing that Reddit was, that the Facebook marketplace came alive at that point, saying, before you throw that out, hey, just let me know where you're at. I'll come take care of that and do some testing on it for you. THC intoxication includes dizziness, sleepiness, anxiety, time distortion, increased heart rate, nausea, paranoia, panic attacks, increased blood pressure, vomiting, and hallucinations. Also, big piles of sex pits. No, it does not do that. That's the 1980s movie. But it is. I mean, isn't that a 1980s teen sex movie? It was. Those were the movies. Hey, we're going to put this toxic chemical into the food, and look, all of a sudden their dresses are coming off. That sort of thing. It is Wisconsin too. I mean, that might be first run over there right now. Why am I being so cruel? This is a serious topic, Matt. People got sick. Time distortion? What are you, Dr. Frickin' Who? I mean, time distortion. I didn't realize time travel was a part of it. That's actually a selling point, I think. Start eating some of the doped up pizza. Boom! Martin Van Buren. You might want to give Martin Van Buren some of the pizza at that point because he'll appreciate it. And maybe he can do some time traveling too. Lyndon Baines Johnson. A person's short-term memory can also be affected by what? People who experience the THC intoxication range from age 1 to 91, according to the CDC. Yikes. 33 of them say they contacted a healthcare provider because of their symptoms. 15 people say they received a positive result for dope THC. The CDC says when the restaurant owner was contacted by local public health officials, they were all napping. No. Sorry. It's a serious story. They agreed to close the restaurant immediately and eat all that pizza themselves. Oh, yeah. The restaurant owner also informed health officials the restaurant had used the oil from the shared kitchen and said they realized the oil might have been infused with THC. The CDC did not say when the restaurant owner realized the restaurant might have used the THC restaurant oil, but they did take 5 pizzas to go. The oil tested positive for THC. Police were informed and investigated the incident, but no charges were filed because everyone was just having a groovy time, man. Packers! Yay! The restaurant reopened on October 26th, and the line was out the door. I'm going to guess. Wow, we're busy tonight. You have any of the, pizza? Oh, man, if they're garlic sticks, man, God, garlic cheese sticks, I'd be all over that action. A little marinara dipping on the side.
Like the dipping sauce, not bad either.
Oh, man. All right, I'm glad everyone's okay. The 1-year-old, the 91-year-old is probably having the best birthday of his life. I mean, let's just be honest. I feel great. Skipping nude down the street because, 1980s teen sex comedy movies. So there you go. We'll take a break. Coming back, I'm dancing this weekend because, dear God, the news is depressing today. We're going to dance into the weekend. When I do return, it is the Matt McNeil Show here on your Friday.
Chanhassen Dinner Theaters brings you its most popular show of all time, Grease. You'll hear all your favorite hits from the Broadway musical and the movie. Join the whole gang at Rydell High. We'll sing, we'll dance, we'll bring you back to high school life in the 50s. Poodle skirts, bobby socks, the soda shop, and drive-in movies. Grease, it'll rock your socks off. Order your tickets today. Visit chanhassendt.com.
Margaret Cho is coming to Minneapolis, and she's not holding back. Choligarchy is Margaret Cho's new comedy tour that's tackling power, privilege, and the madness of modern America. Frustrated with the State of the Union? Well, so is Cho. She's turning that rage into her most blistering, brutally honest show yet, taking on racism, homophobia, and sexism with her signature wit and fearless comedy. Don't miss Margaret Cho at the Fillmore in Minneapolis on Thursday, March 26th, 2026. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster.com. That's Ticketmaster.com.
Minneapolis' most beloved art celebration is back. The Powderhorn Art Fair returns for its 34th year this August, bringing together over 200 incredible artists, dozens of food trucks, and a whole lot of community love to the heart of South Minneapolis. Join over 15,000 neighbors and visitors in scenic Powderhorn Park on Saturday and Sunday, August 2nd and 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. for a colorful, joyful celebration of community and creativity. With 200 local and regional artists showcasing everything from ceramics and sculpture to glass, photography, and handmade jewelry. Grab a bite to eat from over 24 mouth-watering food trucks and bring the kids to the always popular family zone, packed with fun and activities. There's art to buy or just enjoy the summer vibes. Powderhorn Art Fair is where Minneapolis gathers to celebrate art, culture, and connection. Saturday and Sunday, August 2nd and 3rd. Admission is free, and you can find the details at powderhornartfair.com.
Food, music, family. Discover the Slavic experience. Saturday, August 2nd and Sunday, August 3rd at The Rock in St. Louis Park. Polish music from Polka King, Ukrainian band Yev, gypsy music, a donut eating contest, fashion show. Whether you're a Slavic immigrant, have roots in one of the 14 Slavic nations, or simply want to experience Slavic culture, don't miss Slavic Experience, August 2nd and 3rd at The Rock in St. Louis Park. For more information, slavicexperience.com.
I got to take the pause there just because, I got to look, it's in excess, man. It's one of those things you think, like, did something just happen? No, it's just the show. 9529. I'm glad everyone's fine. You might have picked up a few pounds extra from the cheese puffs, man. I'm going to guess. Everyone loves a little munchies there with the THC infused pizza. I don't hesitate to give you a business idea, but
that's where I was just going to go. That sounds like a great business idea here in Minnesota, at least.
Oh, in this town, gosh, every time I go to one of these festivals or anything, things, it's like half the vendors there are THC, fused stuff, man. I'm getting a contact high just walking by the booth. Nice. Have a good time. No, it will not lead to a 1980s teen comedy sex party. It will not. Don't do that. Those were those weird movies. We got Native Roots Radio coming up next. Of course, Ghost Box Radio coming up tonight. Make sure to stay for that. Why not? Just a little bit. We'll get into some dancing here. It's Good Grief from Dury. We'll fly into the weekend. Have a nice one. Until Monday. See ya.
Champagne, and I'm just on the other side, impatiently waiting, flirting with disaster, always tempting fate. Every time I cut it close, I hope he knows I'm only teasing, cause I wanna make my life what the grief will leave behind. So I'll just take my time, stop and smell the roses once in a while, This patient life is long until it's not, but I just hope that you'll remember my songs the day that I'm gone.
Are your remote workers putting your company at risk? Not sure what steps to take to secure your data? Hi, Mark Sommerfeld from Rymark. The Rymark team